If you didn't know, this is going to be a very big week for Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and the traditional market like stocks, bonds, all the other stuff that goes into that, starting realistically tomorrow, Wednesday, September 21st. And I want to get into all that today, right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to HyperBitcoinization. My name is Spike. We got a lot to cover today. We're going to start it off with tomorrow. The Fed has a big meeting on whether or not they're going to raise, lower, or keep interest rates at the same exact level. There's a lot of people speculating that we're probably going to get a 75 basis point hike. There's another group of people who think we're going to get a complete 100 basis point hike, a full percentage. And there's quite a few people who also think we're going to come down. We might only do 50 basis points, 25 basis points. You know, I think that inflation is still a little higher than they expected with the amounts that they've already increased the rates to previously. So personally myself, I'm thinking we're going to get a minimal of 75 basis point hike to a maximum of a full percentage, 100 basis points. Now, I think that if we get a 75 basis point hike, the markets might dump a little bit, or they might go stagnant, kind of sideways for a little bit. They might even pump just a smidge. But if we get a full 100 basis point hike, I expect the market to drop. The traditional markets will fall. They will have a bad Wednesday, and it could lead to even worse Thursday and Friday. So what do I expect Bitcoin to do about that? Well, right now, Bitcoin is still massively tied to the traditional markets. And what I mean tied, I mean usually if the traditional markets are going up, usually Bitcoin goes up, bringing the cryptos up, because Bitcoin is that gateway drug, so be it, for all the other cryptos behind it, all the other altcoins. If the traditional markets fall, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies should fall. So I think, though, that throughout this weekend we saw Bitcoin's price decrease. That could have been the anticipation for tomorrow and the meeting and what is to come. But of course, none of us know what's going to happen. So if it ends up being worse than we thought it was, of course markets can dump, and they definitely will follow the traditional market. I am by means no expert or travel into the future to see what happened, but you put two and two together, you kind of get what the Fed and the market has been telling us for quite some time now. And let's be honest here. This is going to be the first time, it is the first time in Bitcoin's entire history, almost 14 years, that we've had to deal with a bear market in traditional markets. Let's not forget that Bitcoin was started in the Great Recession in 2009, basically the tail end of that recession before the market really started to come back up. So for the first time in 13, almost 14 years, the traditional markets are in a bear market. We are in a recession. We've had 2 losses as far as quarters go. And it's not looking good as far as the future holds. So we're still massively correlated. And this is definitely going to be Bitcoin's first time during a traditional bear market. Now, how long will it stay correlated? We don't know. It may stay correlated for another couple months. It may be correlated for another year. My outcome is that eventually, throughout this case of the traditional market, bear market, Bitcoin will see itself kind of separate between the two. And I say that for a couple reasons. We may have one big crash that comes back down, taking us to more of a capitulation style, where we're sitting at that 19,000, 20,000 mark today. If we come down tomorrow, we may see another 17.5. We can come down over the next couple weeks and touch the 14.5 level, like many people think. Both of those things are possible. They both can happen. Here's the thing I think about crypto that is not so much going to happen in the traditional markets, at least not as fast, but both of them are still opportunities. If you missed these prices, which we haven't seen a Bitcoin price at this level since December of 2020. A lot of people felt like they missed their chance at the $20,000 level. We were also at that level in 2018 when our first bear market, not first, but when the last bear market happened. A lot of people think they missed their opportunity. Now is their chance to gobble up as many Satoshis or as much Bitcoin as they can. It's a finite amount, as you know, 21 million. So the more people who come in at these lower prices thinking that they missed out on their previous chances, they're going to gobble up as much as they can. That will help the price out over the next couple months, over the next year or two. And I think there's a lot of people who are starting to get more educated on the space, who are starting to get more familiar with it. There are more companies offering it as far as 401k goes, or mixing it in with the traditional investments that most people have, tying it into that more natural sort of feel and look for people who are new to this space. So I do expect that if the bottom is not in, which I basically think the bottom is in, if it's not in, we're very close to it by a couple $1,000s. And we will see that here in the next probably month or so. I do expect a lot of people to come into the space when they see the prices, like I said. So, I think that's one thing you got to kind of get through your head. And that's what I've been telling a lot of people is, well, aren't you scared to buy Bitcoin now at 20,000 if it goes to 17 or possibly 14? The answer is no. And it's no for a couple reasons. Well, I have two different stacks of Bitcoin. I have a Bitcoin stack that I buy. I send it from the exchange to my cold storage wallet, and I never touch it. I never sell it. I might spend it, but I never sell it. And then my other pile is an actual trade. Maybe I'll make trades at lows and I'll sell them at highs. That money I reinvest into different spaces in the market. I try to flip those just to make a little bit extra money, eventually buy more Bitcoin with that sort of money. But I'm not buying it to worry about selling it at a loss. That's not something I do. What I'm worried about is stacking up continuous sats either on a daily basis, a weekly basis, and a monthly basis. All I want to do is continue to stack more sats. And if the price was at $69,000 and I was buying at 69 or 50 or 40 or 30, 20 seems great. 15 even seems great. I would love that. I would get more stats for a cheaper price. So all I'm trying to do is gobble up as much as I can. If the price goes lower, I'll continue to buy it because that is all going to my long-term goal, which is HODL. Hold on for dear life if you haven't heard of that yet. So it's definitely going to be a big week. I'm very curious to see what happens as far as traditional markets go and where that takes Bitcoin. It definitely may be a red week for both areas, so just be cautious of that if you are trading, especially if you're trading on leverage. This would be one of those times I do not trade. But it's going to be very interesting, so please comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Once again, welcome back to the channel. This is HyperBitcoinization. My name is Spike. If you guys felt like any of this was educational, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. That'll help us out a lot. All we care about doing here is creating educational content and material for you guys to continue to learn right now during this bear market and succeed and be happy during the next Bitcoin bull market. So we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for checking in. Peace out.